The second thing, Japanese people don't go to vote, don't know anything about politics, don't know anything about social issues, environment. The most common thing that I see in Japan, also going back to home from my station in Asakusa, taxi drivers, can be summer, can be autumn, can be whatever season, they just stay in their, since they have very long term, so when they take a break, they leave their car with the engine on and just go down with the reclining seat and just sleep in that position or have rest. All hours and hours. Same thing for the trucker drivers. We have a lot of trucker drivers here near to my house, and they are always staying for hours and hours with their truck on. Even police, even the post delivery person, they never shut down the damn engine. So they have we have a very polluted air in Tokyo. But if you tell something to them about, sorry, I know only in Italian, the CFC, chlorofluorocarburi, the things that creating the hole in the ozone. Shh, shh, sorry. And and what's happening is that they never care about these kind of issues. They don't care about the Fukushima Sea that's still dirty. They don't care about a lot of issues about, in Japan, until the 31st of March of this year, you couldn't smoke outside, but you could smoke inside. So if you were in an izakaya, the Japanese pub, for example, each time that we had a night with my colleagues, for example, going out, you were, even if you don't smoke, you're completely covered and stinky of smoke. So you are taking a cancer even if you don't smoking. They don't care at all about these kind of things. And then they are crazy about having the mask, for example. When the real figures of corona weren't being announced, it happened sometimes that masks were already unfoundable. You couldn't find a mask in any shop. So many people that maybe would have used the mask didn't have the chance. So what happened is that many people started accusing other people on the train if they weren't, for example, wear a mask, and started to have the coughing, shouting. Or there were a case of an old man stopping the train with the emergency button and say, because this man has the virus, he's coughing and he has no mask, or something like that. Really happened. And then I go to office and the mask has to be used. Everyone used the mask. And then when they have no mask because maybe they are eating or something, they are like, or that's not good, you have to do like that. No one was doing like that, only me. They don't wash their hands, but they use the alcohol. Or, they used to do what they are told to do. Japanese people has not the good habit of think with their own mind. Also, if you go to a nomikai to drink with your colleagues or your friends, you can just say stupid jokes, talks about something that everyone remembers about the past, or who's marrying who's working with who, but you can never switch to politics. Or, first of all, nobody knows anything. I'm talking about people graduated from university and doing jobs with very big company. I can't say brands, but and they don't know anything about politics, what's happening in the world. You can, and if you start to talk about these kind of things, it's always the same point. Wow, wasna. In this case, it's not the pace that has not to be broken. It's like 雰囲気を読め. Read the atmosphere. Everyone becomes like bored, like, and they start playing like they are high school boys, like talking about their taking out their belly or even their pennies. Sometimes happen, and like and they're never talking or something that can change this society. So they are not committed. I'd like to talk about how much they are not committed to their family too. But discussion about Japanese and love would be too long. Like how a man can go to prostitute, even if prostitution is illegal in Japan, but only on form. Because you can go to Soapland or Kabakura, this kind of place, and you can have sex or do these kind of things, and they're like, but it's not like my wife. I mean, it's just fun. It's not betrayal, because it's not like I have an affair. This is something very common for a Japanese person to say. Yeah, it was just one time, and some wives would forgive that. They're not having sex with them, they're not sleeping together. It's something happening. It's very common. So, just a small parenthesis. So these kind of things started happen. A lot of people were, how can I say, started getting worried and conscious about the fact that a lot of people had the coronavirus around them, and they knew it. Kenta! Okay. Want to wait for him to... Yeah. And but everyone was like, yeah, but I'm sure that everyone around us has the coronavirus. I mean, they just because they're not informed, so they didn't start to understand that the point of coronavirus is not just that you get the illness and you die if you're not lucky. It's a point of not having enough structures, don't have enough doctors, that if doctors started to get infected, there's no one curing the other. And that's what's happening in this wonderful Japan. And this is not a story of, let's say, 1 month ago. It's a news that I read about yesterday. 18 training doctors, and this happened like 2 or 3 days ago, I think, were found out with coronavirus because they are training doctors, the people that in this moment should know more about coronavirus. This 18 stupid person went to a nomikai, a drinking night and dinner, with other 40 of them going to a dinner in these days, being doctors, having said about government, be careful and please don't do this kind of things. I notice now that this is what they did. When you hear about these kind of things, you don't feel the temptation to say, okay, if they die, it's not like, a good person who was taking attention dies. You don't feel the temptation to say these kind of things. But these people are doctors. What I hear now that for example, the highest number of coronavirus people with coronavirus in Tokyo was very near from my house, just how many kilometers? Not sure. A 30 minutes walk from here, in Higashi Ueno. There were an hospital where we had a great number of people with coronavirus, infected with coronavirus. In another structure in Chiba, with 28 people, in a center for people with disabilities, among people with disabilities and their parents, 28 people. In this kind of structures, you get sick in hospitals. That's what's happening. So I was very random on purpose, because it's not like I'm doing a documentary or something. I just wanted to take out my feelings. So what's happening is that I knew that the lockdown was coming, or the state of emergency or something like that. So what I did was, since I have a very small fridge, I bought another one, a used one, a very cheap price, uh, and I bought another fridge, and I stuck in a lot of vegetables and a lot of things that I can use, and started buying online also a lot of things. And I decided that even if until the 1st of April I had to go out sometimes for groceries or my cat, or I don't know, these kind of things. If I think now, the only thing that I did for 3 days was like, just 3 or 4 days I went to theater or cinema. Only thing I did, because there were not so much people. My life is a lockdown life, honestly speaking. I just go to work, go to theater, go to cinema, go to groceries, do my nails. Only thing I do. I'm a lockdown girl. But what I say was like, okay, from 1st of April I do the last thing that I have to do, and then I lock down myself, and until the end of April that my company allows me to do the to work from home, I won't go out. Absolutely, I don't want to go out, because it's not just about me. I mean, I'm being very careful. I'm taking my temperature every day. Since I have asthma, honestly speaking, I have allergy and allergy and asthma. So I have to protect myself, honestly speaking. I'm alone here. I can't go back to my family. I have a baby nephew just born. I can't meet her, and I'm sure she will be the love of my life, and I can't meet her. And this is the most, as a foreigner, this is the second time in my life that I suffer so much. The first one was when my grandmother passed away, and I couldn't go back to see her on time. And in the bed of an hospital, she was like, "Why Alessandra is not coming?" And every time that I think that something can happen to my parents, to my brother, to his girlfriend, to my dear nephew, when I think something like that, I think so. I feel like I have no power, so powerless, and so like my life has no meaning, because I can't do anything for anyone. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, I can't help anyone. So when I think, what can I do to save myself and the others, is to stay home, because it's not so bad even to me. I like stay home. I mean, I have a bicycle, you know, the one to do training. I have my ways. I can do so many things in my house. I'm full of books and mangas, and um, I cook a lot like crazy. And uh, what I have to do is to do something for me, for my country, and for Japan. Honestly speaking, I was like, my country talking about Japan now, so I had to say to Italy, but okay. And for Italy, I think I did something when I say, okay, I don't care if I lose my money, I don't go to Italy, because I renounced to go to Italy, because my flight wasn't cancelled for full. But I say, if I go now, I'm just a danger for everyone, and I say, okay, I don't go. And the thing that I can do for Japan is to stay home. I think I have now a lot of people that hate me outside, because also this thing is not different from before, but anyway, because I'm saying so much on social media, even when social media, when government and Japanese social media didn't say anything about this. Please don't go out. Please don't go out. This is what is happening in Italy. And I tried with all my strength to communicate what was happening in Italy, to learn from Italian people mistakes, and don't have the same problem in Japan. But when I know that I'm here, I'm inside, and there are people still going outside in Japan, because it's not I can say, it's just a request the government is doing. Even if a lot of restaurants now are closing, a lot of cinema, a lot of theaters, finally, it's not even in all Japan. It's not all Japan, the whole Japan. It's just protecting Tokyo and what's around, the big cities, as always in Japan. There are prefectures where there are people with coronavirus for sure, that they don't know because they are not tested. Because there are not enough tests, and because in Japan it's terrible. If you want to get a test in Japan, you have to just say, okay, I'm dying now, so if you want to just give me a test. Because they say that they don't have so many, of course, but also because they don't want to take responsibility of that. I know, and if you're a foreigner with no one speaking English and no one following you, you're done. At least I speak Japanese, I live my life in Japanese, so as you can see, my English is not so good. But yeah, it's a very difficult situation. I think differently from other countries. The good thing is that Japanese people get easily scared. So I think that many people, even if they want so much to go out, etc., they are not like Italian people say, I don't care, I go drinking. No, I'm a runner, even if they don't even walk for 3 meters usually. Japanese people get easily scared. Only thing is that they have to go to work. They won't stop working, they won't stop going out for that. So this is something that is worrying me very much. And another thing that they love a lot, you know what? Money. Japanese people love money so much. So yeah, they won't close a restaurant if it's not necessary. Believe me. So even if we are safe in Tokyo, rest of Japan, we will see what happened. We will see what happened. Because we were at not even 1,000 3 or 4 days ago, and now we have 4,400 infected people. Only in Tokyo 1,000. And there are not true figures for sure. So today was just a bit of an introduction. I think sometimes I will do something like that just to talk with someone and to say what's happening. For now, for foreigners living in Japan, I would like to suggest, if you have Line, that is our WhatsApp, if you have Line, to add the Tokyo government, if you speak Japanese of course, because it's Japanese, the Tokyo government coronavirus personal something. I don't remember how to translate in English. It's like the コロナ対策パーソナルなんちゃら、東京都コロナウイルス対策、コロナ対策パーソナルなんちゃら、something like that. That gives a lot of good information. All the not press release, the press conference held in real time. And also I already did for 2 times, because I got required to, a sort of questionnaire about my health, my gender, my age, where I'm living, what I'm doing for work, if I'm going out, if I can stay home, the area, and how I'm feeling. I think it can be helpful somehow for some measurement. I don't know how much, but I think it's not so bad. So to keep track, and it's good that someone knows that I'm not feeling well, for example, that I have a fever for 5 days, 6 days or something. At least it's something tracked and that remains somehow. So this is my suggestion. Another suggestion for the world, but I hope for Japan, is stop believing fake news. Stop believing stupid people like the stupid Italian guy. There was an awful Italian guy, not even living in Japan. I think he's just trading video games in Japan, between Japan and Italy. And this stupid guy did a video in Ikebukuro saying like, you see, people in Ikebukuro are just out without the mask because they are using a magical medicine called Avigan, and this is saving them, but they don't want to share, and stupid thing like that. It was even taken in Italy by news, and a lot of people believe this. A lot of Italian people that I know were asked please bring 10 packs of Avigan in Italy or something like that. I don't know if this news arrived in other countries, not only in Italy, because the guy spoke in Italian. But the thing is that Avigan is not even the proper name for that. Yeah, I don't remember the correct name, the scientific one. But the Avigan was a drug used for, not drug, sorry, medicine, a medication, I don't know how to say, used for cases similar to coronavirus, but not the virus itself. How can I say, the output of the coronavirus. I don't remember if it's pneumonia or something like that. So in the very, very, very hard cases, they just try to slow down the illness using this Avigan. But the Avigan was removed from Japanese market because it had very, very bad consequence on health, like infertility, or how do you call it, impotence, when a man is not able to do sex anymore. And another thing was for pregnant women to have children, to have babies with deformity or problems in the children's body. It was a very, very bad drug. That's why it was removed from the market. And now in this situation, they were considering to start testing this drug, and it's what they did at the Fujita clinic, I think, last month. They started trying to see again if this drug can help somehow. That's what happened. But in Italy, everyone went crazy. My mother is a teacher, and her student asked her to ask me about this medication or something. You really think that there was something like that I wouldn't bring to my parents, to my family, to all the people that I love and know? You really think that? I mean, or everyone that loves every Italian in Japan. So yeah, it's hard for everyone. It's hard now, and we will be for years, I think. But I think that every one of us can learn a very good lesson from that. Seeing animals taking back, for example, the nature taking back the big cities, the sky getting cleaner and cleaner now that we are not destroying this world. It would be great if something like that could be seen in Japan too, in Tokyo, in big cities, because if you go outside, there's a lot of nature. It's really completely different air outside Tokyo in big cities. So maybe we can get a good lesson. I mean, staying home, cooking, have fun, reading, do sport. I mean, I'm doing something I've never done in my life. I'm doing sport every day, every single night since the 28th. The only night that I didn't do was on Friday because my colleagues were at home for 2 days, and on the second day, on Friday night, they wanted to have a conference call to drink all together. 2 days. I was home for 3 weeks, and I was like, oh, I have to see them already. I mean, and some of them are married and have kids. One of them was in his car because kids and family was at home. It's your problem. Stay with your family. Love your beloved. And that's all. I talked for how many hours? 1 hour already. Great. And yeah, the only thing I want to ask to everyone is to stay connected. We have to stay connected with our hearts. And I'm not scared at the moment. I'm skilled. I can work when economy will be back. If not, I will work to whatever. I will do whatever for my country. It's going out of battery, sorry. So I will do my best as always. I won't leave Japan. I'm seeing many foreigners leaving Japan. What's happening now is that if you are a foreigner and you go back Japan, you go out of Japan, you can't go back, you can't enter again. Same thing is for me. If you have a family and so on, you can come back, but now you can't come back, you can't re-enter. So same is for me, I'm blocked here. And even if I live and work here, and it's right in this way. Every country has to do like that to protect its own citizen. I do like that to protect Japanese people and Italian people. But we will be open again. It's an influenza anyway. It will come every year. We need to start thinking more about our way of living this world and to how we can work for a better society, even in a human sense. For example, Japanese people have learned that maybe at the next election they should try to vote, for example. You know, in Japan there are no, I call it, they have demonstration in the streets, like no hate or this kind of things, but they don't have strikes. There are no strikes in Japan. It's so much right, a right country. I'm talking about, this is my left, my right, yeah. No strikes, no social commitment, no, everyone work, take their money and try to get better work so that they can have a wife, because if they don't have any money, they don't have any wife and so on. So that was, just have fun and just throw your life away when you're old. That's their way of thinking. Maybe they started to remember the golden age, still talking about the Heian Jidai. I don't know. I hope to be part of this change. I hope to be part of the big Japan rising again, because I love it and I love Italy and I love the world. I mean, I still have so many countries I've never been, and I should start to travel more, because now I understand that I'm always staying in my life, working like crazy and go to theater and done. I need to open myself more. I need to go in Korea, Thailand, India, America. Never been to America. I need to see so many countries. I need to go to Africa and Australia, and yeah, because in Europe I almost see everything. And that's all. Sorry, it was confused and it was messed up. It was a bunch of things that happened here. I should have built better my video, but I never do this. I always talk with my heart, like what happened and what come in my mind and my heart. I'm taking on the video because I love reality, and you can make some question to me. I will answer to everything. I have also a page on Facebook and Instagram, on Twitter, with the same name on my YouTube account. So if you want to connect there and have any kind of question or discussion, I'm open. I would like to build a very good community and discussion to someone. I've done videos until now, like to show people what I'm doing, my real life, just like a diary. But maybe I should start thinking about some better contents to share with world what's happening. Yeah, it's true that I will do my best to be real and to say to you everything that's happened here. Hope it was a good content for someone. Sorry for my bad English. It's so much time I'm not talking to anyone in any language, just talking with my mother and my father in Italian stuff. So I'm losing a bit of my communication skills, but yeah, hope you like it and just share if you like. So, state of emergency in Japan, day 1. Bye.